Holiday merch drops are supposed to be fun, but this Starbucks launch went wrong fast.
Please leave a path to get to the register.
Ooh. There goes a bear.
Verbal disputes, physical altercations, and extreme reselling prices, all over a teddy bear cup.
They literally cut the line and just cleared out all the shelves.
The drama over these Starbucks bear cups is absolutely insane.
Officially, it's the glass Starbucks Bearista cold cup, a 20-ounce glass cup shaped like a bear with a green beanie lid and a striped straw. The first announcement of this product came from Starbucks' website on October 6, 2025. The brand quietly listed several upcoming holiday merch items in an article along with the Bearista cup, which they described would make your drinks never look cuter. And while it wasn't cheap, it was still something people didn't mind splurging on, priced at $29.95 in the US. The article also revealed their holiday merch would release on November 6th and would be available for a limited time while supplies last. So, a month later, on November 4th, just days leading up to the launch day, Starbucks began promoting the cup on social media. People were excited to see it on video. Stop, this is so cute. It's not a want, it's a need. But collectors and fans knew what this really meant. As one put it, and so begins my 36 hours of sheer panic. Yes, people began digging into how many their local Starbucks would stock up, and surprisingly, many locations were only carrying 2 cups per store. Another user said, if you're lucky, maybe 12. Then there was the timing. The cups were set to launch during the opening shift of November 6th. For Starbucks locations that are open 24 hours, a new day typically starts at 4 a.m. So if you wanted any chance at getting the Bearista cup, you'd have to be there at 4:01 a.m. And just as expected, in the early hours of November 6th, lines all over the country began forming.
I got to Starbucks at 4:15 a.m., just 15 minutes before opening, and already a line. Look at all these people. And guess what? No limit per person. I knew my chances were probably non-existent.
In other locations, people arrived as early as 2 a.m., and at least one person showed up the day before on November 5th.
Y'all, I'm the only person at Starbucks at 10 o'clock at night waiting for my cup. Do y'all see that? There's only 6.
When doors opened, staff were visibly stressed.
It is first come, first serve, so please be respectful of each other, okay? Thank you. The store is now open.
And with only 2 to 12 cups per location, you can imagine how desperate customers got. One location carrying only 2 cups had a mishap right off the bat.
Please leave a path to get to the register.
Ooh. There goes a bear.
Leave some space so that I can sweep this mess.
In another video, a customer at checkout was cussed out by other customers waiting in line.
No, it said there's only one, no.
It actually doesn't online say that.
That is so trashy. Yeah, no, that's sad.
When you take a closer look at the video, you can see there are at least 5 Bearista cups at the checkout counter. Of course, verbal harassment shouldn't happen, but people understood the outrage, commenting, "To be honest, I would be pretty pissed too. You don't need all those cups. That is so selfish." No, but that's valid, cause why do you need more than one? OP responded to multiple people claiming she only had 2, only bought 2, had 2, yet others called her out. You sure about that? Were they keeping them on the counter? Cause there's a bunch on the counter. No, she's lying for some reason. And another comment, she said she was gifting a few. She bought more than 2, lol. And that comment is right here, where she denied being a reseller. I'm not selling, I wanted to give them away. Others explained that we shouldn't make assumptions without knowing her situation. I have a family of 5, would that also make me selfish? Which OP liked. And another person felt the anger was misdirected. Be mad at the company for not supplying a fair amount per store, not the people buying them. Still, whether it was OP or others who waited in the early hours of the morning to buy out the stock, a few people wished ill upon them. To this lady that got 2 of the teddy bear cups, I hope it breaks ASAP. Things didn't stop with verbal disputes. At a New Jersey location, a group of grown adults actually got physical, pulling and elbowing each other. It got so bad at one Harris County, Texas location that police posted a Facebook notice explaining how they were called out early that morning. Happening now, when it's 5 a.m. and the drama's already brewing. Reports came in of several individuals refusing to leave the store and fighting over a new Bearista cup. Deputies are on scene, restoring peace before anyone spilled their latte or lost their teddy bear. People were shocked. I mean, the cup is cute, but not 5 a.m. brawl cute. And there wasn't only drama with customers. Employees were also taking the heat. At 2 a.m. in a Kroger's location, a customer caught employees buying out the Bearista cups.
I believe some of the people in front of me got there like even earlier, so I can't only even imagine. But here's the Starbucks, and if you look there, you can already see employees, including Kroger employees, checking out the cups before we could even get them after we waited in line for them. So I mean, I wasn't that mad, but the people in front of me, they were pissed.
At a Starbucks location in Texas, a few customers confronted the staff after waiting outside since 3:30 a.m.
It's not right that employees took the cup.
It's all one finished report, correct? Together as a team. And we watched them.
It was after 4.
When customers pressed further, the employees seemed to have a different story from what customers saw.
I understand that.
There's no reason.
But like, if you're gonna be upset, I'm so sorry. But like, what about it? And I'm here since 3:30.
And then you just buy it. Just walk in and buy it, bro. You work there. That's cool.
Customers even blasted the name of the employee who allegedly bought the cup.
His name is Mark.
At another location, while lining up outside around 4:50 a.m. or earlier, a customer noticed there were originally 2 Bearista cups on the shelf, but as it got closer to opening time,
was $2 one because the employees started buying them for themselves.
he managed to buy the last one, but others behind him began confronting the staff about the alleged second cup.
There's supposed to be 2.
There's only one on the shelf.
I only have the one out. We're buy them. You're not allowed to buy them early. I only have the one out. He caught them on the camera that you guys bought.
Suddenly, being told there was video evidence, the employee admitted their staff bought 1 cup.
At 4:50 we were allowed to. I had it in the system at 4:30.
Because we were told our associates weren't supposed to buy them.
We were not told that.
If that was hard to believe, well, another customer at a different location got video evidence of employees lining up with Bearista cups, Hello Kitty Starbucks collab merch, and more.
They're buying everything. That's jacked up.
All the Starbucks employees came.
That's crazy.
And they took everything. And we've been waiting in line outside. That is so crazy to me.
That's
Like,
not
just because
right.
you work here, now you're just gonna take all this.
Coda D Stylist, who filmed the video, was frustrated, explaining she lined up at 2 a.m., 2 hours before doors opened. Yet staff who arrived much later got to cut the line.
It's like 3:50, like the line's starting to like pick up, like people are starting to get in. All I see is these 4 girls go in front of me, and the manager that was inside the Starbucks comes in, unlocks the door, and she let the 4 girls in. So I'm thinking, okay, like maybe they're working, I don't know. She lets them in, and they just cleared the whole store. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it, but I just want you to see what happened, and then you tell me what you think.
Another angle of the incident showed customers confronting the 4 girls who arrived in their pajamas.
You guys have to wait in line just like the rest
Everybody
of us.
else, that is not fair. That is not right.
We've been here for 2 hours.
Whoever's the manager, you guys better stop this because you know this is wrong. We are going to report this, all of you guys. That's right. This is not right.
And similar disputes happened at various other locations, like this.
Shopping on Starbucks Club. I gotta put it there. She's shopping on Starbucks Club. She's getting paid.
And this.
Was standing out there waiting. She must have some kind of special privilege because they just let her walk in here before everyone. I will be complaining to corporate because this is just so wrong.
However, the customers calling out the staff didn't get the support they were likely looking for, as many pointed out.
What in the entire is wrong with people? A glass bear cup? It's basically a sippy cup.
A Starbucks employee also offered her opinion.
You know what the special privilege is? Being a barista, clocking in, going to work, and having to deal with customers exactly like you. Mind you, we paid full price for these cups. We do not get our discount on that. We paid full price.
Which many supported. I ain't mad. They work so freaking hard, let them have the cool cups. You can apply online and open at 3:30 a.m. A collector even offered a different perspective.
Honestly, I love it. I love the drama. I love the action. I love seeing people going outside, shopping, waiting, communicating with each other, even if it's arguing, because these are new collectors, new people trying to get something they really enjoy. It's interesting. It's fun. It's great. I think more people should be doing this. This is exactly how I want Black Friday to be again.
But there were some people who didn't agree. So weird that the employees think this is okay. It would be like Walmart and Target allowing their staff to have first dibs on Black Friday deals, or Ticketmaster allowing their staff to have first dibs before people who signed up for pre-sale tickets. Everyone downplaying people's excitement for something is so odd, bro. Every single one of you has something you love or want badly. However, according to the Starbucks rulebook, they don't necessarily have to wait in line. After one store manager bought a bear cup upon opening hours, a customer threatened to call Corp, claiming she was a former Starbucks employee who knew about a new rule that staff couldn't buy merch unless on break. The manager gave the customer her cup just to defuse the situation. But afterwards, the manager checked the real Starbucks handbook and found out that this rule doesn't exist, as another employee who witnessed the scene explained. It literally says there is no time limit / amount of merchandise we can buy as long as it's bought when the store opens. We have been getting calls all morning about the cups and people yelling and screaming at us over the phone for having limited stock. Please, please, please stop this. We have no control over this stuff. Other locations reported different rules. We were told specifically by our manager this wasn't allowed. Regardless of what the rules were, this led some people to call out Starbucks Corp to make changes for future launches. I'm sorry, but if it's a perk, they should make separate batches for employees so loyal customers can get their cups too. Because without loyal customers, you wouldn't have that job. But just when you thought things couldn't get worse, they did. As you may know, with all things limited edition, they can go for a very steep price. So, some people were only in line for the sake of buying and reselling for profit.
I just bought this cup for $30, listed it on eBay, and within 20 minutes, it sold for $215 right there.
A scroll through popular reselling app Depop showed the Bearista cup hovering around $180 to $300. Facebook and eBay also showed similar numbers. There were even some bidding wars that went for nearly 17 times the retail price.
In case y'all didn't know, bro, this is literally $1,000 just sitting on my countertop.
They are reselling the Starbucks teddy bear cup for $500, and a lot of them have sold.
If you're trying to cop one, let me know. $500 each.
Some even took it to extreme levels and listed their Bearista cup as high as $50,000. The kind of money you'd put toward a car, wedding, or even a down payment on a home. This angered people because resellers were taking away stock from people who would have genuinely used the cup. So you've got the collectors and resellers, but there was also one other group of people.
But what does it do? Why are people buying it for $500?
The group of people who saw it for what it is, a cup. And a cup that wasn't worthy of 2 a.m. lineups, 5 a.m. brawls, or cussing out fellow citizens. As many expressed, consumerism is a disease. Humans are devolving. The United States of embarrassment. For some, the situation looked so ridiculous because the bear-shaped containers looked so familiar, and for a much cheaper price. Yes, people began flooding social media with the classic bear-shaped honey condiment bottles and the jumbo bear-shaped animal cracker storage containers. DIYers began emptying out the contents and filling it up with their drink of choice. Some shared cheaper alternatives like the $5 bear cup at Target, $2 bear craft jar from Walmart, and a $1.50 bear jar from Dollar Tree. However, it's not clear if these plastic containers or craft jars are food safe. People also began pointing out the flaws with creative kitchenware like the Bearista cup, hoping to de-influence people from overconsumption. Ever since I saw someone mention that they'd be tough to clean, I didn't want it anymore. I already struggle with gasket issues, lol. This and not fitting in a cup holder. Not me over here throwing these types of cups away because you can't put them in the dishwasher. And a few people pointed out the disappointing reality for many holiday merch and novelty items in general. They'll be in a Goodwill by January. It'll be in a landfill in a year. It's viral for a short time and then the following week it's another thing. But for some, the cuteness and rareness of these cups were too good to pass up, and these cheap alternatives just couldn't compete with the design of the Bearista cup. Unfortunately, fraudulent sellers have taken advantage of this. In an Amazon listing with a cup almost identical to the Starbucks Bearista cup, one user pointed out the red flags.
The reason why this listing is completely fake is because this photos right over here have been used so many times in various of listings.
In fact, if we pause on the listing photo, you can see the Starbucks logo was erased from the original cup. There's still remnants of the logo on the cup. The biggest giveaway, however, is the AI promo video, where the actress misses the straw completely when going in for a sip.
This video is completely a flippin' eye.
The TikTok user explained how to stay safe when buying from third-party sellers.
Scrolling down the listing to see if there was any reviews at all. So far, nothing.
However, the safe options likely meant you'd be getting a different bear design.
Then I found out that there is actually people using these teddy bear glass cups as the alternatives to the Starbucks Barista cups. And honestly, this is adorable. There's actual ratings from people, and it's a good rating as well.
Throughout all of this, there was one burning question. Why did Starbucks, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, only have 2 to 12 cups per location, and some none at all? This led to conspiracy theories that this launch was never meant for us and that the limited stock was intentional to purposely cause a bloodbath.
By the time I got inside, gone. Only 2 cups in the entire store. Scarcity tactics? Definitely.
If they purposely understocked the Bearista cups, this would create an artificial supply shortage. The product suddenly becomes rare and customers panic buy. Social media videos only amplify the panic by showcasing just how chaotic the lineups and brawls were, making it look more desirable that people were literally fighting for it. And hearing it sold out makes it even more popular.
But what does it do? It's a Starbucks teddy bear cup, and they're sold out at Starbucks.
This whole setup, whether intentional or not, fuels the classic fear of missing out, that you should buy now or never see it again, effectively creating demand even long after the product has sold out. People became even more suspicious of this theory when Starbucks put out a statement on November 7, 2025. A spokesperson told CBC News, "We understand many customers were excited about the Bearista cup and apologize for the disappointment this may have caused. And even though many stores were limited in stock, they claimed they had shipped many of the Bearista cups to stores, more than almost any other merchandise item this holiday season, although they didn't specify numbers." They also added, "The excitement for our merchandise exceeded even our biggest expectations," essentially claiming to not know the demand for their product. This didn't seem genuine to some, as they wrote, "It's all a plan. They ain't know the demand? Of course they did." Then there was the suspicious restocking issue. When Reno Gazette Journal asked Starbucks if they had plans to restock the sold-out cups, they did not provide a straightforward answer. Instead, their spokesperson said, "We have more exciting merchandise coming this holiday season." But by November 15th through 17th, just 9 to 11 days after the launch day, people started sharing these messages online.
If you still need the Starbucks Bearista cup, whatever that cup called, that everybody was going crazy for, I heard that Starbucks with a Target restocked today.
I saw a post on Instagram that the actual Starbucks, the standalone Starbucks, were supposed to get a restock on November 17th, which is tomorrow.
Y'all, I went to Starbucks today with my husband, and they had a restock, but they didn't have any bear cups. I'm sure they sold out quick. So I guess it's not a rumor. They are restocking their stuff. So just be on the lookout.
And while some people did get their hands on the restocked item, some locations have conflicting news. I asked my store if they would restock. They said no. 2 days later, they were restocked. My standalone stores already got their restocks here alongside the bear cups last week. OMG, same. My standalone got theirs twice now. I feel like they are randomly getting restocked. Other locations already quietly restocked a few days after launch day. All this confusing news only made people lose trust in Starbucks, as one person wrote. Starbucks did this intentionally for media coverage. They have already apologized for the shortage and announced they will be getting more. And now, thanks to the artificial scarcity, they know people will be out in large numbers to buy them. After all, how could Starbucks possibly underestimate the demand when they've had countless limited edition drops that caused the same sort of chaos in the past? Like the Starbucks Stanley collaboration just a year ago. And you don't have to look far for proof of scarcity driving demand. Just take a look at Labubu's, Disney tumblers, Pokemon cards, and more. But whether the limited stock of the Bearista cups was just an accident,
It is first come, first serve, so please be respectful of each other, okay? Thank you. The store is now open.
or something closer to strategy,
Scarcity tactics, definitely.
at the end of the day, Starbucks and other corporations who play this game are the ones who walk away winning. So if you missed out on the Bearista cup, don't feel bad. There's always another big drop around the corner. And if you want an even wilder case, check out our video on a TikTok family where viewers are convinced the daughter needs to escape from. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue to create videos like these.